Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's Mark at GeorgeToon.com. I'm back in another video. Well, this time around I wanted to show you several methods on how to build a lather from shaving cream. Now when I talk about shaving cream, I'm not talking about the kind of shaving cream that comes out in an aerosol can. You just hit the button and it comes out into the palm of your hand. You spread it on your face with your hands. No, I'm talking about traditional shaving cream for the traditional wet shave, the stuff that you actually whip up with a brush. Now, you can find these shaving creams in one of two types of packaging. It comes in a tub like this. This is the Art of Shaving Sandalwood shaving cream. Very nice, nice scent. Really whips up quickly. Terrific, terrific lather. And all you would do is unscrew the lid and then with your finger take out about an almond-sized dollop, smear that into your shaving bowl, get your brush, whip up a really, really nice lather. It also comes in a tube like this. This is Perasso sensitive shaving cream. Really, really nice. Just remove the cap and like a tube of toothpaste, just squeeze it out onto your finger, smear that into your shaving bowl, get your brush and whip up a lather. Lots of different brands come in tubs and tubes. This is Nivea. Comes in a tube, again, for sensitive skin. If you're fair skin, you have sensitive skin, it's a really nice one to try. Again, like a tube of toothpaste, just squeeze out a little bit, put it in your shaving bowl, get your brush, whip up a lather. And it really is a fun process, and it gives you a really nice result that gives you a lot of nice protection for your skin. Now, what process do I go about in this first method using a shaving bowl? Well, get my shaving bowl. This is my Vikings Blade Grand Chairman shaving bowl. What I usually do is I fill this up with hot water and then I let that warm up. I like to use a natural hair brush, like a badger brush. This is my badger brush from the Art of Shaving, and I also have a badger brush from Vikings Blade, the Dark Stallion. I'm going to use this one. So what I like to do is I like to soak this in the sink and then put some hot water in my shaving bowl and then take a shower. After my shower, I can come back and start my shave. The brush is nicely soaked and the bowl is retaining some of the heat from the hot water. I soak my brush in a sink filled with warm water, never hot, and I never shave with hot water. I shave with warm water. The only time I use hot water is when I want to put it into the bowl, so it heats up the bowl a little bit and I have a nice warm lather to paint on. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to fill this with some hot water and I'm going to soak my brush. Now one other thing I want to mention that you can also do is you can fill this up with warm water and then just simply place your brush in there and let it soak that way. If you don't want to submerge the entire brush, it's up to you. Some do it in the sink, some do it in the bowl. So we're going to go ahead and just put some hot water in here, just to show you the process. There's the hot water in there, okay? And then I'm going to take my brush and just let it soak in the sink with warm water. Now while that's soaking and heating up, now I take my shower. After my shower, I come back, I can start my shave. But while we're waiting, let's talk about the shaving bowls for this first method. I like shaving bowls that have a little bit of a friction, a little bit of a surface that gives a little bit of friction to building the lather. You saw the Grand Chairman shaving bowl, the Vikings Blade regular Chairman shaving bowl. It has the same kind of surface. This is microbead blasted, so it's like having hundreds of thousands of small little bumps in there. That adds a little bit of friction to really help generate a lather very, very quickly. Got another one here. This is a copper shaving bowl, and you can see it has these little indentations here, these little smooth indentations here. That also helps in generating a little more lather. Here is a solid marble shaving bowl from Supply. It has ridges. I don't know if you can see that. It's got ridges cut in there, all the way from the sides all the way down to the bottom here. That helps generate a little bit of friction to help build a lather more quickly. This is a handmade shaving bowl by a local artist in Cleveland. Again, swirl on the bottom, some raised bumps on the inside rim here. That also helps create a little bit of friction to generate a lather. Not necessarily, you don't have to necessarily use these kinds where it creates friction, but it does help. You can use something like this apothecary mug, and of course traditionally you hold it like this on the thumb, like this. So then you can just put your lather in there and then build a lather like that, right? This is smooth on the inside. This works well. I just happen to think that having a little bit of resistance in there builds a lather a little more quickly. And of course, apothecary mugs are great for taking an entire shaving soap puck and putting in there and just building a lather from the soap that's in there. I'll get into that in another video. But we're probably well soaked here now, and we're going to go ahead and just start the process, the first method of building a lather from shaving cream using a shaving bowl and a shaving brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pour that out into the sink there, and it's good and warm. I'm going to now take my shaving cream. I'm going to use the Art of Shaving's Bergamot and Neroli. Really, really nice. All I'm going to do is open that up, and I'm going to take out a little dollop about the size of an almond, about that much there. And I'm just going to put that into the bowl there like that. Set that down. Now what I like to do is I like to get my brush here, and I'm going to wring it out a little bit. Okay? Just wring out a little bit of water. You want to retain a little bit of water in there, but not too much. You'll get the hang of it after doing this several times, many times, as to how much water should be in the brush. And I like to take the remnant from my finger and just kind of put it in the brush like that. Okay, now I'm going to wet the face. Normally, when I do this shave with the shaving bowl and the shaving brush, I will wet my face and then apply a pre-shave oil or a pre-shave cream. That gives a really nice, slick base that adds that little extra protection, a little extra layer of protection to the shave. I'm not going to do that for these demonstrations, but I'm going to omit that step, but just know that that's what I would be doing. But right now, I'm going to wet the face, and that way we can start building this lather. Okay, just wet my face a little bit. All right, now there's my shaving cream in there, and I'm just going to go ahead and start building a lather just by swirling that around there. Just swirling it in circles to just get it to a nice consistency. You want it about the consistency of yogurt. You can also move your brush in and out and pump a little bit just to kind of get more air in there and get it circulating a little more. But already you can see that we're getting a nice lather. And this is a nice scented shaving cream. You want, as I say, you want the consistency of yogurt. And it doesn't take long. We're almost there. This is how quickly, look at the little nice peaks we already have here. See that? The nice peaks. When you start getting peaks like this, you know you're done. And Art of Shaving's shaving cream really does just whip up quickly. You're also going to kind of be adjusting the amount of water in your brush and the amount of cream you have. That just comes with practice, doing it over and over and over again. Sometimes you have to add a little bit of water to get to this consistency because maybe your brush is a little dry. Just take the tips of your brush and dip it into the water in the sink just a little bit and add just a few drops as you go. So now that you have it at this consistency, the way you apply it with the Badger brush is to paint it on, much like you would be painting the side of a house. So you would just paint it on like this. And then go back in and get some more. You still have plenty there, have plenty on the brush. Good to go. You can go ahead and have your shave. And that's how easy it is to build a lather using a shaving brush and a shaving bowl. So on to the next method to build a lather using shaving cream. Okay, so the next method involves just the use of the palm of your hand. Let's say you don't have a shaving bowl and you want to build a lather with a shaving brush. You can very easily use the palm of your hand. As I say, I like to use natural shaving brushes with building a lather using a shaving cream. And as you saw just before, I was using my Viking's Blade Dark Stallion Badger brush. Very, very nice. For this lather build, I'm going to be using a Simogue boar brush. Boar brush hairs are very soft when they get wet. This is a 90% tops boar hair, and they also have a lot of nice backbone, but they're also very, very soft. So we're going to use that. That's been soaking, so I'm just going to put it aside right now. Let me wet the face. Okay, so I have some water from wetting my face on my hand, which is what you want. We're going to use the Parasso from a tube. And I'm just going to take a little bit, about that much right there. And I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to make sure that it's not too wet, not too dry. I have some water out of there. I did wring out a little bit there and give it a shake or two. And we're just going to go ahead and build a lather right here in the palm of my hand. Now the nice thing about this method is you get a nice tactile feedback. You'll know when the lather is thickening up and when it's ready to paint on your face, as we did before. And again, you can pump a little bit here like this. If you want to, you can cup your hand. You can also actually pull the lather from, very carefully, very gently, pull the lather through the badger hair, the boar hair. This is a boar brush. This is a boar brush. Just pull it through like that, show you how much I have, and then rework it in your hands. Okay, so I am going to dip the tips of this brush into the sink, add a little bit of water because it needs a little bit of water. That'll help generate even more lather. I'm gonna cup my hand a little bit like this, kind of hold the lather in place in a common area. Pull through. Look how much lather I've got there. Isn't that great? And then you can kind of see and actually feel if it's the consistency of yogurt, where you start getting these nice peaks. See that? Here. I'm starting to get these nice peaks right there. So it's ready to go. So my face is wet, so all I have to do again with my boar brush is paint this shaving cream on my face. Now, the upside is you don't need a shaving bowl. You get immediate feedback as to whether or not the shaving cream is the right consistency to paint onto your face for your shave. The downside is you only have one free hand for your razor and the brush, because after you do a first pass and rinse, you'll be rinsing with one hand and then painting it on again for your second pass, and you'll want to have something right here in your hand to go back to and pull it off the brush like that, etc. But there you go. Another really great method to build a lather. Okay, let's move on to the next method. Okay, the next method involves actually using the shaving cream to build a lather on your face using the shaving brush. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wet the face. We're going to then take the shaving cream, in this case I'm going to use Nivea, and we're just going to take a little bit of shaving cream and smooth it on my face in some key areas, and take our wet brush and actually build a lather. Now I'm going to be using a Yaqi synthetic brush. This is my Yaqi 30mm synthetic brush. It has a 30mm knot on it. I am going to soak this brush right now. It's very large, but that's what I want because it's going to give me good coverage and allow me to generate a lot of lather very quickly. I would use something like this if I was running a little bit late and I wanted to get a shave in and not pull out a shaving bowl, that sort of thing. I could just take the shaving cream, place it on my face, get my wet brush, wring it out a little bit, and then build a lather very quickly. So synthetic brushes are terrific that way. Ordinarily, I would use a natural hair brush, but a synthetic brush works really, really well in doing face lathers, whether it is from a soap or a cream. So I've learned that synthetic brushes are very, very versatile. And if you're looking for a cruelty-free shaving brush, then synthetic is the way to go. They have come a long, long way. Technologically, they feel like natural hair brushes. They have plenty of backbone. And again, they have this ability to generate a lot of lather, even generating more lather than natural hair brushes, in my opinion. Okay, so we let that soak a little bit. So all we have to do is wet the face and then get the shaving cream. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, so I have a little bit of water on my face. Let's get my Nivea shaving cream right here. And I'm just gonna take a little bit right here in the palm of my hand here, just a little bit. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can take the shaving cream and just dab it on your face like this, here and there, like that. Just take some, dab and dab it, so to speak, in key areas. Or you can just take the whole thing and just smooth it on, massage it with your fingers a little bit. Get it on your chin, your cheeks, into your neck area, on your wet face, and your upper lip. Okay, and once it's in place, then you're ready to go. So we'll take our brush, and I'm just gonna give it a couple of shakes and maybe a little bit of a wring and get some of that excess water out of it. Again, the key is a balance between water and cream. You don't want this brush to be too wet because then it gets kind of splattery and kind of sloppy to begin with. But you can always, again, dip the tips of the brush into the sink to add a little bit of water as you go. Now, the other thing, the other tip here I have is synthetic brushes sometimes don't splay out as easily as natural hair brushes. Say a boar hair. Boar hair will naturally splay out. So what I do is I start on the point of my chin, and that helps open up the bristles, and then I carry it up and I get a nice splay. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And just work circular motion and build a lather. Okay, this is gonna need more water. It's a little bit on the dry side, so I'm gonna just dip that in and then add the water there. It's always better to add water than not. And look how quickly I have lather just from that. And now you can kind of paint it out and smooth it out. And if you want, you can add a little more water, just a little more. Smooth it out a little bit. You can see a nice thick carpet of lather, how quickly that is. And the other nice thing about synthetic brushes and doing face lathers with shaving cream and shaving soap is that you have a lot of shaving cream load in this brush for second and third passes. Just a matter of after your first pass, just rinsing your face off. The extra water helps, and then you just reapply this and you get more lather just like this one again. Really, really nice. Okay, so that's doing a face lather by spreading the cream on your face and using a synthetic brush. One more to go. Okay, this last method is quickly becoming a favorite of mine, and it is a face lather. It utilizes a synthetic shaving brush, so I'm going to be using my Vikings Blade Fire Mare synthetic brush, and I'm also going to be using some Art of Shaving Sandalwood shaving cream. Essentially, it's a very, very easy way to lather with the shaving cream. It's a variation on the face lather. Instead of applying the lather to your face, all you're doing is taking a small dollop from the tub and placing it into the bristles of a wet brush and then applying it to your wet face and building a lather that way. So I'm going to go ahead and just let that brush soak up a little bit. Okay, so that's enough time to have let it soak. Again, with all these shaves, I would be using a pre-shave oil or pre-shave cream before I applied the lather to my face. That really does help give you a good, slick foundation and added protection to your morning shave. So, okay, we have that should be enough soaking there. I'm gonna go ahead and wet my face. Okay, so let me get my brush. I'm gonna just wring it out a little bit. Okay, and again, just maybe a shake or two, and we're gonna get my shaving cream here, and just about that much. I'm not gonna need any more than that. And again, synthetic brushes are terrific for doing face lathers. And we're just gonna take that, and we're just gonna throw that into the bristles of the shaving brush. Just like that. Get it all in there. I move it around all throughout the brush. Like that. I'm going to wipe that excess off. And my face is good and wet. I've got the shaving cream in the brush. Again, I'm going to use the point of my chin to allow this brush to splay out, although this synthetic brush does a wonderful job of splaying out. So here we go. And it's starting off just a little dry, so I need to add a little bit of water. I'm just gonna dip the tips of the brush in there. And you can see immediately how it's just starting to explode. And you can also do a little bit of painting, and some more circular swirling to build a lather. And there it is. Ta-da! A nice thick lather just by putting the shaving cream in the brush. And again, after you do your first shaving pass, you have more than enough in the brush to do a second pass, a third pass, that sort of thing. So these methods are what I've been using in my morning shave. So try a variation of them. Some of them save you time, some of them just allow you to enjoy your shave more. It's all up to you, but that's what's so great about the traditional wet shave. There's so many options going for you there. All right, that's all I wanted to mention to you. Thanks very, very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Do you use any of these methods to build a lather from shaving cream? Maybe you have a method I haven't heard of. Please comment below and share it with everyone. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this, and I'll see you again real soon.